No, Toronto, no, not another 3-1 lead blown. Oh, wait, sorry, old habits die hard. Boston Bruins kicked out of the playoffs by Florida Panthers in Game 7. Florida win 4-3. Holy shit. What have we just witnessed? What that's that is incredible and heartbreaking, shattering, all in one. I mean, Boston had one of the greatest seasons you'll probably see for a long time. Broke all the records, had a 3-1 lead in the playoffs, took game 5 to overtime. So it was there for them to win, and they lose in 7. It's just, yeah, I'm speechless. Um, they looked like they were going to cruise to a easy 4-1 series win after game 4. They were just, they were on fire. They looked like they were doing it easy. They looked like it was the Bruins of the home and away season. Um, yeah, like I'm just I'm, I'm shook, to be honest with you. As I think most Bruins fans are right now. Um, I know, Jaden and I have 4-1 Bruins down the bottom, but this was one of the games said during our power rankings videos when Florida were really coming. I said, the Bruins are probably not looking forward and probably hoping that Florida either don't make it or they finish in the first wild card spot, because Florida is not exactly someone you want to come up against in the first round of the playoffs. Um, they've, they were the President Trophy winners last year. They've been good over the years, so it's not exactly first preference of who you'd want to come up against. And yeah, all of a sudden here we are. But yeah, like what an incredible what an incredible series to be 3-1 up, looking so cruisy. What a bounce back by Florida, and this series was just full of goals. I mean, like what did we have? We had 4 goals in the first, 9 goals in the second, 6 goals in the third, 8 goals in the fourth, 7 goals in the fifth, 12 goals in the sixth, and 7 goals in the seventh. I mean, it was just absolutely jam packed with absolute firepower. I mean, you got Matthew Kachuk on the Panthers. Montour was just phenomenal for them. And then the other end, Boston didn't have any lack of goal scorers. I mean, Bertuzzi was their leading goal scorer with 5, but he was tied leading goal scorer. Um, you know, they were just putting goals in left, right, and center. Um, on both ends, and it was incredible to watch. Even that game 6, um, Boston led 5-4, and this is how sad it is for Boston. Is how close they were. You know, they were 5-4 up midway through the third. That lead didn't last long. Kachuk, buried one to make it 5-all on the power play pretty quickly, but yeah, like that's how close they were to winning. They had the lead with 10 minutes to go in the third in game 6. They took it to overtime in game 5. They just couldn't get it done, and it was incredible. And then the even bigger heartbreak for it is you come to game 7, you're 2-0 down, you bounce back to not only level it but to take the lead early in the third, make it 3-2. You get to just about the final minutes of the game, and you concede. Like they had it wrapped up, and you think about Boston, how they've been all season. They've had that ability to either bury the game or just hold on and get to the end of the game and close it out. But they just couldn't, and they didn't, and Montour scores to make it 3-all in what was a, if you were watching on TV, controversial in a sense. I don't know how it happens, if it was a delay issue or if it was just someone hit the wrong button, but um, they flashed the Florida goal symbol about 10 seconds before Florida actually scored. I picked it up live when it was happening. I thought it was quite funny. I was like, "Wow, if Florida score here, that's going to be interesting." So not quite sure what happened there, but it was pretty funny. But yes, and then Verhage in overtime gets it done for Florida, and the Boston Bruins are eliminated by a team that finished 43 points back of them in the playoffs in the home and away season. Florida finished 17th overall in the NHL. They weren't even in the top 16, and they kicked the best performing team in the league out. It is absolute phenomenal. I don't even know what else to say about it. I'm shattered for Patrice Bergeron. I'm a massive fan of him. I I'm not a massive Boston fan. I'll be open and honest, but I absolutely love Patrice Bergeron. I think he's been a fantastic player his entire career. He's lifted the cup once, which is great. But I would have loved to see him lift the cup one last time because I truly believe he deserved it. So in that aspect, I'm a little bit disappointed, um, because he's just an absolute brilliant man, on and off the ice, and he deserves the world. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't happen. These things happen. I don't know if he's going to retire or if he's going to continue. I hope for hockey's sake he does continue because the man is he's an absolute gem. Um, but yeah, it is very sad that he doesn't get that one last shot at a Stanley Cup, and get to hoist that Stanley Cup for one last time before he ultimately hangs up the skates. But yeah, as for Boston, what they turn to now, I'm not too sure. They've got a bit of cap issues they're coming into. They've obviously got the question marks around Bergeron and Krejci, what they're going to do next season. So it's going to be interesting. I still think they're going to have enough to make playoffs, but I definitely don't think you'll see them do what they did this year. I definitely think it's going to be the start of what ultimately will be the decline of the Boston Bruins. And as for Florida, well, they live on and they're off to play the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know whether you'd be happy or sad as a Toronto fan knowing you're not playing Boston, but you're coming up against Florida. Would you want to play Boston just to get the monkey off the back, or would you want to play Florida? I don't know. I'm just intrigued about that. But yeah, it's Florida. It is. Florida versus Toronto. That series is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And if Bobrovsky can show up like he did in Game 7 and make some of those ridiculous saves he did, if he can get to his old school, you know, form and what he was, wow, like Florida could be an absolute, just, well, they made the wild card. They could be an absolute wild card for this for the Stanley Cup. Because I can see them beating, Toronto. I can see them beating New Jersey or Carolina, who are the other two in the East that they'd come up in the conference final. Um, yeah, it's not like this is as far as Florida go. I definitely think Florida can get out the second round. It'll be tough against the Leafs, but um, yeah, it's interesting because I think the four teams left in the East, people will look at and go, well, Boston's out, Rangers are out. Um, is it going to be Tampa Bay's out? They're probably three of the teams that you were like, yeah, they're going for Stanley Cup. but you still got four stupidly strong Eastern teams remaining. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting on that front. I like Florida's chances to proceed. I think the sky's the limit for this team, and yeah, with Matthew Tkachuk leading the way he is, I mean he's already got 14 points in the in the playoffs already. He's just absolutely phenomenal. He's turning up and he's turning heads. He's got 5 goals already, 9 assists. It's just ridiculous what he's doing. And yeah, if he keeps it up, who knows how far they can go with this team. So yeah, well that's it for this video. Tell us what you thought of the series. I don't really know if like this has to be the shock of the series. So I'm not going to ask you if it is the shock of like the playoffs. This has to be the shock, the biggest shock out of all the series, 100%. But you let us know what your thoughts are down below. Are you a absolute cut Boston fan? Are you an ecstatic Florida fan? What are your thoughts? Was it as entertaining for you as it was for me? I thought it was a great series. Goals galore. I thought they scored some really fantastic goals. Um, yeah, let us know your thoughts down below. As always, if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We truly appreciate the support. And until next time, guys, take care.